From a distance, she was cracking. A good sort, the Aussies would say, wouldn't you? She would always light up a room. She had such a wonderful smile, and people would always fall in love with her. And I don't mean necessarily in love, but they just loved being with her.
She'd always show me sort of her videos of her on the cruise ships with all her big bedazzled feathered costumes, and it was always just so extravagant. And then I'd sort of go to my dress-up box and we'd dress up together and do like a little performance or something that we'd show to my dad or to friends. So yeah, it was like I grew up with her dancing sort of inspiration. She was kind of my idol to what I wanted to be when I grew up.
We moved up to Brisbane here, and 2 days after that, she found the lump. We all jumped into the pool and had a swim around. Annie went up to have a shower, and Laura and I were still playing in the pool. And Annie shouted from the window, and I remember it so vividly now. She just shouted, "Mark, come upstairs," and it was that sort of very special tone. You don't ask any questions, you don't say why. And she said, "I found a lump," and my stomach, I can still feel it now, it's happening now, just fell to the floor, and she said, "Please touch this," which I didn't want to, and as shaking hand as I am now, because I can still feel it. I touched this lump, and it felt cold, just like a stone.
I was just really naive at the time because I was so young and I didn't understand the full seriousness of it.
I went part-time. Lucky to have my own business so I could do that, and my partners were sort of understanding. And that meant that I was able to spend a lot of time with Laura, which was great as well. Annie had 4.5 years of remission. She was planning for a celebration for the 5-year anniversary, which is obviously a key milestone in breast cancer. And I didn't want to, because I always think it's tempting fate. And unfortunately, 2 months before that date, she'd been having a bit of backache, went for some x-rays, and the report came back with Annie. She didn't want to open it. We got an appointment to see the specialist the next day. Being the type of person I am, I did open it. And the word that just jumped out at me was metastasised. I never actually at the time ever thought about people asking me how I felt. I always, I suppose, being typical Pom, typical male, stiff upper lip, everything's fine. But yeah, thinking about it with hindsight, I think it would have been nice if someone had maybe said, "And really, how are you going?" And they may have done, but it never actually struck home to me. But I never really needed that.
But I thought about my brother, because not long after I began working with the foundation, my sister-in-law was diagnosed, his wife. She was 35 with 2 young children. I called him on the phone and I said, "You know, I'm thinking about what it was like for you to go through the breast cancer diagnosis and the treatment for your wife. And, you know, you made us all laugh and it was really fun, and I don't remember it being so hard for you, and I imagine it was, but I've never had this conversation with you. And what was it like? Did you have support?" And he told me that he was completely panic-stricken through the whole process. He had 0 support. I mean, she didn't have much support back then either, but he had nothing. And so to kind of, that really opened my eyes to, wow, they are the sort of the silent sufferers, the ones that are alongside these women and men as they go through these journeys.
I felt that I had to be strong for my mum and for my dad too, because I knew that he was struggling with it. And yeah, I never really thought about me. I just got through it. I sort of just dealt with it, really. I didn't really talk to too many people about it. It was, yeah, like it just wasn't really about me, and I didn't think it ever was.
Some just very vivid memories when Annie died, but also a few days before she died, having to tell Laura that this was it. Those were probably the hardest times. And then the final evening we were sitting, Annie was in the television family area, had a special bed for her, and we were just sitting watching videos together, Laura on one side and I was on the other side. And for some reason I took a bit of video of it, and just to see Laura just acting normally with her mum, gave her a kiss goodnight, but to think of that strength, that she'd be able to do that. Well, bedtime now. Come on, let's go. The evening Annie died, it was Laura's graduation, and things were very close. We were very lucky that a friend could take Laura to the graduation. I'd promised I'd be there. I promised Annie, no matter what happened, I would go. Just lucky to be able to be holding her as she died. I then had to get ready to go to the graduation, which was a bit of a fight. I walked into the room, and I think there were sort of 200 people in there. Saw Laura's beaming face, and she said, "How's Mummy?" And I said, "Everything's okay." And it was. Annie was at peace.
And he's so supportive, and I couldn't have asked for a better dad, really. And we just we get through things together, and we just battle it out together. We get along so well, and we have like our little moments together, but yeah, I'm so lucky to have him.
The thought of people going through what we've been through really hurts. As everyone knows, early detection makes all the difference. And given those statistics that I was told after Annie had her operation, I've got no doubt that if Annie was diagnosed just 2 months before, she'd still be here.